Hello, hi, hello, welcome. How are you guys doing today? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And this is Once Upon a Game, season 2, episode 11, where we're playing One Last Job. Uh, for those who don't know, Once Upon a Game is a one-shot storytelling show where I invite friends over to my internet house, and for one night and one night only, we get to tell a story with an amazing, cool, like very minimal prep RPG or zero prep RPG, and just lay it all on the line and have a really fun time. So, I'm the host of Once Upon a Game. I'm Eric. I'm EricVulgaris. I do this for fun. This show's 3 times a week. I'm also streaming video games, and I'm also a big game facilitator for my local story games meetup group, Story Games Seattle. So I play a lot of games. Moving around around our digital table here, Brad, how are you? And what's up?
Well, for those who don't know, I'm Brad Nakamura, also Late This Sleep In. Sometimes go by. I guess I do science writing mostly. I'm a master's in organic chemistry, but I just love story games. So I'm here really excited tonight.
Awesome. So Nick, sorry, I just saw, Brad. Tell me, what is your favorite heist?
My
Like your
favorite
favorite heist
heist?
movie?
Oh, gotta be Italian Job.
Italian Job,
And
perfect.
honestly, the remake, I love the Mini Coopers. I love the excitement. It's to me combines a lot of the elements in the best heist movies. So it's got to be Italian Job.
Yeah, I just saw. Sorry, I know. I spaced. So I looked at my screen because I wanted to see who was hosting me, and it was Nick hosting me. Was a great person. So I saw that, and then I switched over. And I was like, oh god, I miss. So but anyways, the Italian Job, yes, that is perfect for this game because the Italian Job like basically summarizes the style of game that we're gonna play today. But before we get into that kind of game, let's keep going. Paul Leafington, long time no see, buddy.
Hello, I'm Paul. I'm in Leafington and most places on the internet. I play games with Eric, and I draw things, which included a really nice picture of today's Torchbearer episode that was played on Roll20.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's a pretty cool game. Yeah. All right.
And God, if I had to pick a favorite heist movie, I think I'd have to go with Ocean's 11 because it's just quality all around.
It's perfect. Yeah. Assembling a team to do a heist, that's very much like what we're doing, but a little bit of baggage. Ocean 11 fits well, as well as the sequels. The sequels even more so, maybe. And last but
I guess the sequels are better with the baggage things, but
Yeah.
I like the first movie the best.
sure. And last but certainly not least, Golden H, Will, long time no see, buddy. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's been a whole week, man.
I know, exactly. It's been way too long.
But yeah, I play a lot of role playing games. I got role playing games on my Twitch channel, and role playing games in real life. So
Ooh.
just all the
Role playing games all the time.
Um,
All the games, all the time.
all the games. I have to turn down games.
Yeah. So do
Now
I.
have people telling me I need to make games.
It's
I don't have time to make games and play games.
absolutely.
I can one or the other.
So, what's your favorite heist movie?
That recent one called Tower Heist.
Tower Heist with Ben Stiller.
Oh yeah. And
And
Alan Alda.
oh my god, that movie. Don't they have to
It
like
was
steal?
hilarious.
Don't they steal like a golden car?
Don't ruin the plot, dude.
That's okay. I won't spoil that movie
Don't
for
spoil the movie. Oh, it was so good.
Okay.
But I play a lot of Shadowrun too, so it seems like
This is far more not as gun porny. This is
Oh.
way more focused and like story and fiction and our background stuff than Shadowrun.
It depends
Sorry
on
for
how you
super Tower Heist spoilers right there. I just ruined it.
The worst
Also,
spoiler.
Snape kills Dumbledore on top of the tower at the heist. So there you go, Niall. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope you guys are excited as I am to play One Last Job tonight. Before we jump into the rules, though, for One Last Job, I just want to go over a couple like cool things about Once Upon a Game, kind of like what we do here. I know we're all not tenderfoots anymore, but I just wanted to go it over anyways with us in the audience. The first thing is we play mostly improv games. Like we play games that focus on player contributions. Like these games won't work unless you proactively do stuff to them. Like we need you to provide ideas and stuff like that. The best way to do that would be to step one, listen to what other people are contributing and kind of like take that and run with it and riff on it. Try not to like be like, no, that's not true. Or if you have a better idea, like perhaps just say like, well, like, oh, but what if like that plus this, like, and they're like, oh yeah, or something like that, right? So basically, just be an active listener. The second thing would be to state what's obvious. Typically, the first thing that comes into your head is probably the best idea. And you might think it's cliche, as you might have just been describing your best friend in real life. But to the rest of us, we don't know that. Like, we don't know who your best friend in real life is or how they act, right? You can totally just steal from video games, comics, mangas, shows, other role-playing game characters, literally anything. Just kind of incorporate elements that you think fit right off the bat. What's obvious to you is never going to be what's obvious to other players. That's not true. It's not never, but most of the time it's not. Your studies after studies show this. So sometimes just going for what's obvious. It also means that other people can understand or like kind of like pick up if it's kind of a cliche or trope. Like, oh yeah, I know what a bumbling pirate is, right? I can play with a bumbling pirate. Like, you're not introducing a super complex backstory character, immediately. You can kind of like pick up things that way. And the last tip is actually more of a rule, and that's the veil. That's the X card. Is that we're going to be providing a bunch of these ideas because it's a one shot. We're not coming back to this. If we're going to do if we're going to bring it hard, we might jut into some of the things that like we don't necessarily want to see in our games. Like we're not comfortable with some of the topic matter, right? So we can just do like a little like X or like a giant X or just type X or something, or just say like, hey, actually we gotta X that out. Like I'm not cool with spiders entombing half the town, right, and eating and sucking out their innards. Like no, that's not what I want, right? And like magic, we agree with you. We don't ask you why. And retcon that, because the only reason why you're bringing this up is because you're genuinely uncomfortable, and we trust you when you say that you're uncomfortable and that you need this removed, right? So are we all cool with that? That's how it works.
Yep.
Cool, because that is our emergency brake. That is our parachute. That's our fire extinguisher on this rocket ship to the moon, to Story Moon. Okay. So those are like the quick little like overlay things for Once Upon a Game, and now we get to talk about the game that we're playing today, and that's One Last Job. So I played One Last Job one time so far. I played it last episode on Monday. One Last Job is a game about heists. It's a very, very niche, very focused game. Its scope is defined by the genre that it's trying to emulate. This is an action heist movie. The setting for the game we will come up with, it could be a fantasy game, it could be sci-fi, cyberpunk, modern day, historic. All of those things could work in sort of the same kind of format of the game. So the way the game's going to work is that the players here, so I'm going to be the GM for this game and the facilitator of it, Everybody is going to be playing a character who was formerly a con man of some kind, or like some kind of like skilled person, right? And we all worked together and did one job before, or maybe multiple jobs, but there was one job that went real bad, and we never really like got back to each other. We had a lot of baggage, and that's called the catastrophe, right? You know, that's the Italian job when like there's a betrayal, right? You know, that's and basically we all went our separate ways, but something in our past, or something that's coming back, is it it makes us an offer we can't refuse, and all of a sudden we're getting sucked back into this for one last job, and hopefully we can clear out that baggage that was left from the catastrophe, and and save the world and live happily ever after, that kind of stuff. That's like the core part of the game, right? Like that's exactly what we're doing with Italian Job. Like we're getting revenge on the guy that screwed us, right? Like we're doing this. It's very much a genre focused game. The way the game works is that instead of making character sheets and like instead of like picking stats and going around, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking turns introducing each other's characters. That's right. We are making each other's characters on the fly. That is part of the game. That is one of the coolest parts of it. And we're also going to be sort of improvising the things that are going to be coming up that's going to stop us from our boss, or excuse me, from like the main villain guy, or like the issues that are going to come across on our heist, and why we need to take these extra people along with us. So before we get into that, though, as a group, guys, we need to come up with our setting. What's up, AP Gaming, by the way? Thank you, everyone new in chat. Hopefully you caught the beginning of this spiel about what the game is. Otherwise, you're still in for a treat. So, okay. Settings. What any settings jumping out at us? I'm cool with whatever we want to do. Like in the back of the book, there's a couple. There's like professional criminals. There's cyberpunk. There's Wild West. There's fantasy adventure. There's post-apocalyptic. Working for or against Cthulhu. We have a lot of options. Or just go completely batshit insane like I did on Monday, and we just played movie like legit actors hired by the president to. Oh my God. You guys need to watch. You need to watch the vid of that game. You need to watch the vid. I'm not going to spoil the villain, but Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich, like both characters from The Fifth Element, have to come back and save the world from zombies and part of the asteroid that was blown up in Armageddon.
I'm sold.
It was utterly awesome. So I'm sure we're gonna have an equally fun, but probably way different game today. So I'm excited for that. That's one of the reasons why I like to do 2 games of like every kind of game I can on my show during the week, so we can show the variation of these games. Ooh. So back to the settings. Anybody have anything that we want to do? I've just been talking for 20 minutes straight.
I'm pretty open, but I am interested in doing the fantasy or the Cthulhu related one, and that's either for or against Cthulhu. I don't discriminate on that notion, but both of those are really interesting to me.
I hear you on that. I'm leaning to fantasy myself personally. Kelsa had some personal things she had to do, so she couldn't join us tonight. But she was a ringer for doing fantasy as well. And so I wouldn't mind doing that to honor her wishes anyways, because that also sounds fun for me. What about you, Golden H or Leafington?
Well, like I said earlier, like there's no 1920s World War I plot setting, so
yeah, there's
good for whatever.
There's no Napoleonic either.
There's no Cold War.
I did like 90s spy movie from that, but you could basically set the setting for that from like Professional Criminals. You could probably do it for.
But also like the whole Lovecraftian time is kind of around World War I too, So
yeah,
that works for me.
Yeah,
too.
it's the interim time, isn't it not?
Mm-hmm.
What So 2 fantasy, 2 Lovecraft. What are you doing? What are you feeling?
God, the tiebreaker. Let's
You don't have to be the
do
tiebreaker. You can also suggest what you want. In fact, I strongly
let's do
encourage you to
Lovecraft.
suggest what you want. Lovecraft. All right, Lovecraft it is. Okay, cool. So I'm going to look over here at the Lovecraft stuff. Do we want to work against or in service to Cthulhu? First off,
I'm good either way.
I think it'd be cool if we were going to like summon him or something like that.
So we want to be cultists.
Secret cultists. Yeah.
Okay. So, oh my God. Okay.
Well, that sets up the catastrophe really well.
All right. So, yeah. So what was our good? Okay. So we failed. We failed to summon him or something one time, right? Is that what we're thinking
Ooh,
in terms of our
God,
catastrophe?
yes. We accidentally summoned some eldritch horror, but it wasn't Cthulhu, so it was the wrong one.
We summoned the wrong elder god. I told you we needed squid ink, not pen ink.
Our scars are just like weird tentacles instead of.
Golden H. Hey.
Sorry about that.
No problem. We just wanted to give you a quick little recap. We're thinking about we're gonna do the cultist angle. So we're
Alright,
gonna be
cultists?
yeah. So we're doing a heist to summon an elder god. The catastrophe that we came up with was that we summoned the wrong god.
Well, like maybe not like world-ending elder god.
I know,
Maybe
like we ended up.
summoned like a Shoggoth.
Yeah, exactly. We summoned like baby Cthulhu, right? Just like a monstrous cuttlefish.
A sort of speakable horror.
Yeah,
You
like
summoned our own personal.
talk about it. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay. All right. So we are here to.
Is that us?
Oh.
Or is it with bots?
No, it's with the boss. I'm just trying to figure out what our heist will actually be about.
Right.
And I think I got it.
We're summoning Cthulhu or something like him. But you mean like what are we actually stealing?
Yeah, like what our core heist is going to be about, right?
What's stopping us?
It should be like we are here to verb a noun, basically.
There's sacrifice. There's stealing ancient lore. There's finding someone who went mad but has the secret we need.
Yeah. So the one I was thinking was we have to sneak into Carcosa and learn the spell that will summon our god.
Is it the Necronomicon? Do we have to steal the Necronomicon?
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's written on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
Nice.
No.
Oh, come on.
No, we're not doing that. No.
We need someone with experience. We need
Maybe.
Engage.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
No, we could do that if we wanted to. Okay, so I have to think of so the way the game's gonna work is that we're gonna start with a scene from the boss, which will be me. Like I'm going to play the boss of the group. I'm the guy who's going to initialize assembling the team. I'm basically like the Mr. Johnson of a Shadowrun. So I need to think of somebody who would be looking for the group to summon an elder god. Who would I be? Thinking I should be some kind of obscure, like, weird scientist then. Also have to be wealthy. Like, independently wealthy. Like Bill
Or
Gates.
you could be a homeless man on the street. who thinks he's wealthy.
I don't- no, I have to get you guys all together.
Yeah, it's gotta have some connection.
Oh no, that's what it is. No, he is a hobo guy. He's a hobo on the street. So the story will start with a sort of like a giant establishing shot of New York City. It's modern day. We hear the sounds of it's like dusk or like twilight. We hear the sounds of like horns honking. It's like gridlocked. It's dirty. You see, as the camera kind of like goes down into a narrow, trashy hallway or alleyway of like Harlem or something like that, or like really bad parts of Brooklyn, and in this alleyway, we see this little like homeless guy drawing in chalk like these strange pentagrams. And he's muttering to himself. He's like, "I can do it. I 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 can do it. Like it will be perfect." And from there, it's like he's like he finishes his obscene drawing with chalk, and it looks to be some sort of like summoning portal. And he like strikes a couple matches with his shaky hands, and begins to light these little like old trashy candles that he has around. Some like rats squeak nearby, and begins chanting the name Anderson. He keeps chanting Anderson, Anderson, Anderson. Anderson saw the things. Anderson can guide me to the spell. Anderson, 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 Anderson. And he keeps chanting the name, and all of a sudden the fire of the candles rises. And it forms a sort of like fiery portal a la Diablo, the game, and through the portal it goes from like a fiery red or whatever to kind of like clear, and we see an older, rugged soldier type gentleman, and the hobo guy goes, "Anderson, I've done it. Anderson, I need your help." And he calls through the portal. You're the only person who can get us to the ocean where we must venture to Carcosa. You have the you have the boat to get us there. You know the way from what you saw. And from there, I guess Anderson hears him. So who's going to play? Someone has to play Anderson.
Sure, I can be Anderson.
Okay, cool. So what do we see in the portal? What Anderson's doing when he hears this? So the way this is going to work, in a way, is that so we got the job, and the boss is ready. I'm hiring the first crew member by basically summoning you to this New York alleyway, because I'm some kind of weird sorcerer in an alley. Okay. So I'm giving you. Yep. So it's up to you to step forward and, as a character, kind of describe what you're up to in your day-to-day life. And just remember you're going to take part in the mission. So just describe how you get convinced or and what's going on, right?
All right. So Anderson knows the boss. Did you have a name for the boss?
Yeah. Let's go with I want to go with a German name. Nice, strong German sounding name.
Heinrich.
Yeah, Heinrich. Yeah. Heinrich. Krieger.
All right.
Or Krieger. I guess Krieger.
Krieger.
Yeah,
Right.
Heinrich Krieger.
So Anderson is walking by that alley, and he's just kind of like huddled up, like you know, I think it was rainy, or now
Oh,
it
hold
is.
on. No, I'm sorry. I think I established you're in the portal. Like, I'm looking at you from
Yeah.
afar.
Yeah.
But you're in. Oh, you're just
So-
walking in New York?
So I'm just walking in New York, but then you see him like serendipitously passes by that alley and like looks into it and sees
Oh, sees himself?
sees himself and sees Krieger. And he's like clutching like a brown paper bag, like kind of under his arm. And then like he's drawn into the alley by mysterious forces.
Oh,
He's-
how
he knows-
fortuitous.
He knows what's calling.
So, So, is... I guess, do you recognize it's Krieger?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay. So then, I guess the scene will start then with me and you, and I guess like the portal kind of like closes itself and kind of like electrically kind of, you know, like sucks itself into oblivion, and I'm like laughing kind of like maniacally, and I'm like, it's been a while, Anderson. And like you see me like in like some kind of like trashy duster. I like take my hood down, and you see it's Krieger.
Yeah, and like maybe like Anderson didn't know it was him, but he felt
Yeah.
it was gonna be Krieger who called to him,
Yeah.
like he did before. And Anderson is like, Krieger, I thought you died. I barely got out alive myself.
I didn't die. There's what eternally sleeps can never die. You know that.
You son of a bitch, Krieger.
Never.
It was
Yeah.
a horror show. So much blood. So much blood.
So much blood. It's so good to see you again. Listen. I have-
Like he doesn't respond to that. Like the normal thing would be like, no, it's good to see you too, but he's like,
No. No, because there's so much. It's like, listen, you're gonna have to get over her death, okay? But I have great news. I have powerful news. I've unlocked the spell. I know where it is, but I need your help to get me there. We're going to have to get the team back together. You're the only one with a boat and knows the way. We have to go.
But who's still alive? Who can we call on?
He laughs again. It's like, oh, you know, they're all alive. And
Alright. So let's say
so we need a boat. So once again, the mission is to go to Carcosa to steal the Necromonicon to learn a spell. And so far, you're the one who's getting us to the island of Carcosa. Because you purportedly have a boat and know how to get there.
yeah.
So
I'm like,
so now it's your turn to introduce the next character and the complication to that heist that they're going to solve.
we need
Like a linguistics person or something. Like we need an archaeologist,
We need-
or we need,
Odland, who is a sorcerer.
or we need a money guy, right? Or okay, so we need an occultist.
We need a sorcerer. We need an occultist. Yeah. Because else you just drive around Carcosa and never find it. Like you have to invoke it, or else we'll never get there.
Oh, to get into to get into Carcosa, you need a spell. Okay.
Yeah. Or like, you know, but it's like an easy spell, or like
You
you
mean
just need to be attuned to magic more, and then you can find the way to it.
so? Who from our past mission was who from our past mission was our sorcerer?
I think I'd like to play her.
Make it a girl. Gotta be a
Yeah.
girl.
So you see her. She's in jail right now, and she's just pumping weights.
What does she look like? Is she like tattooed and stuff?
Oh yeah, she's covered in tattoos. She's totally buff. Right now she's wearing the orange prison jumpsuit,
Awesome.
but she's ripped off the shoulders.
Oh yeah, of course. And she's just like doing a bench press right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
totally.
Do her tattoos like make your brain hurt if you think about them too hard?
That's why she's in solitary.
Oh, awesome.
So
So
you guys have to break her out. So what magical thing breaks her out? Like maybe a Shoggoth comes and breaks down the wall of the jail.
ooh.
And she is able to run away.
Yeah, so that means okay, yeah, so Leavington I guess yeah, like a you know, I like the idea.
Prison.
Yeah, I like the idea that you were so like you're in solitary, right? Yeah, you're like bench pressing, and then like we're watching you like lift, like do your reps, right? As like this like Eldritch symbol begins to be drawn on like the wall behind you, right? And it starts to like glow through the cracks of where the symbol is, and smokes. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like bursts forth, like a Shoggoth, and it starts running this way, like causing everyone like to be mad, and you just like kind of just get up and look around and just follow it out.
Yeah, I like go up to the shore and I steal a speedboat, and I don't know how to use the speedboat, so I cast a spell, and the speedboat becomes alive,
Ooh.
and it drives itself away while I just stand there with my arms crossed.
Oh yeah, so you're like in like Rikers or something in New York. So like
Yeah.
I guess the symbol or something told you to come to us though. How do we know for you to get to us?
I don't know. Maybe the Shoggoth, I'm following it, and it's just making this path.
Just heard the call.
Yeah, okay. No, that's
Call of Cthulhu.
yeah.
The draws
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, you feel a tingling sense of power or something bringing you back.
I look
here.
into the stars, and the
Oh,
stars guide me.
okay.
They move
Yes.
in space, and I simply follow the path that they make for me.
So what does it look like when you wind up at the alley with us?
She probably
So like we all have baggage, right? So like what's the baggage with Anderson? Also, what's your name?
Mathilda.
Nifilda?
Mathilda. The M.
Mathilda.
What was the part of the name that Leffington gave?
Oh, Oddland.
Yeah, Mathilda
Land.
Oddland.
Nice.
Perfect.
It's cool. I'm just gonna update as we come up with our characters, the overlays.
Mm-hmm.
So, I called you. Did I call you Bill Anderson? What did I call you? I just called you Anderson.
Just Anderson. I can be Bill. That's fine. But everyone knows me by Anderson.
Yeah, I'll just put Anderson.
So what baggage? How do you mean baggage?
So you were part of the catastrophe, right? Like you
Right.
worked with Anderson and me before, with Krieger before, but it all went bad,
Well, she
and
took
you
the fall
left.
for you.
You left, and you weren't like you're not on good terms with us, right?
She
Somebody,
took the fall for us.
yes, somebody had to go to jail, and it was you.
Oh, damn it! You took like the Monster Hearts Ghost approach. That we all have to feel bad for you.
I don't know.
All right.
You don't have to feel bad for me. Maybe you should be afraid of me.
So it's like, so I guess Krieger without even like seeing you, like he's probably like looking behind and like deeper in the alley or something, or like he has his hood back up, and he's like, "It's been a while, Mathilda."
Krieger,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch. What have you been eating?
Got a sharp tongue and way with spells, I see. And I look at over your tattoos and like, those are new.
I've had a long time to think about things I should never have dreamt.
Isn't that true for all of us? But you've had to serve in your in inhuman servitude to our weak man customs for far too long. Listen, I have something that can get us out. I know where the spell is. I can get us to the Necromonicon. But we're
Is it
gonna
the
need your
right
help.
spell this time?
Oh, it's the right spell. I know it. I saw it in a vision.
Show me.
The sleeper himself revealed it to me. It's in Carcosa.
Of course.
And that's probably where Anderson comes in and fills in the details.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I have the boat. You can get us in. But we need a third.
I know who the third is. And we need a face. Oh man, I had a name.
Someone who can communicate with people in Carcosa?
Well, I know I want them to be a reporter. And I forgot what the name was. I should have written down the name.
So what's the complication that they're solving? So it's like, we're going to need a third because of this problem. And the only person we can trust is this other guy or other girl.
Right. Well, the problem is we'll need somebody to talk our way through, like
The maddening roads of Carcosa. Yeah.
there's going to be like public interest in whatever we're doing, and they're going to be able to deflect that interest.
Oh, someone to cover our trail, basically?
Right. Like there's going to be human interaction, so we need a face. Like I'm not a good face. Bill is going to be grizzled ship captain, right? So we need
Yeah.
So
a
I think
socialite person who knows how to manipulate people.
so what
and
I'm
get
thinking
answers.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is Carcosa, as you know, it's an island off the coast of South America. It's inhabited by a strange people who rarely speak, who speak some strange language known only to them.
So we need somebody who knows how to make them speak because they have answers we need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
A linguist.
Like a linguist, yeah. Or
Sure.
we need the Uhura. So we need.
Yeah. Wow, doing a Star Trek of this would actually be amazing.
And their name is Anton.
Anton. So we need Anton as a linguist to talk to the Carcosans to get us to the spell book. Matilda, what makes you think it's been so long, and we know we need Anton's help. He's the only one who can speak to the Carcosans. What do you think? It's just there's so much bad blood between you two. Do you think he'll really join with us?
I had a dream. Anton was there with the spell in his hands. Even if we do not bring him, he will be there already.
So, I guess then we cut to a picture or a scene with Anton, the linguist.
Okay.
So what are you doing how you try to describe for us, like, what are you doing in your day-to-day activity when you get the call to join us?
So I think we get a scene and it's Anton, and he's holding some papers and doing that shuffle in his hands and hitting them against the desk, and he says, "All right, that's the end of class today. Please read chapter 3 on dead languages by Friday." And we pan back, and he's in a big university classroom, but no one's really paying attention. Anton is sort of in like a dusty coat that's seen better days, and looks a little scatterbrained, and he seems like a little nervous, and the students seem not all interested, and they just kind of shuffle out, and he pauses for a moment as the door slams shut, and he looks down And he opens his textbook, and it's like a dead language textbook, and it's just like runes and weird sigils, and he's looking at it and sort of like grasping at his head.
Do we?
Nice.
Okay. Golden Age, are you or Matilda, are you going to communicate with him?
Oh, I'm
So-
the one communicating with him?
Yeah. So like
You
the
don't have
the
to.
person's supposed to
Just
be.
go get him.
Yeah, or we go get them somehow, but usually it's done in a way that the next person kind of gets them,
Okay.
or like we get them all together.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
one
I
makes
do-
more sense?
We
The
could have
words
like
on
just
the
like
page.
walk into the classroom. He thinks it's like students coming back for something.
Oh
Word-
yeah, so
Well, I like what Golden Age is saying.
The words on the
Okay,
page
go for it.
writhe, and as you're holding the book in your hand, the words crawl up your arms, and they're writing themselves all the way up your arms until they crawl up your face and into your pupils. And soon all you can see are the words, and then Anton like just disappears into this puff of words, and the words like writhe around the room and disappear. And then in the alleyway, Matilda like pulls out a piece of parchment that's yellowed and stained with blood, and the words that we saw earlier on Anton appear on the page, and the page combusts, and Anton appears.
Damn.
I think Anton looks over, and he looks around for a moment confused, and then he just sort of straightens up, brushes off his shoulder. You've learned a few new tricks.
We're going to need them. And you.
This time I want answers.
You will have to find them for us.
Anton, you look well.
I've tried very, very hard to look well. Some of the scars are more physical and some are more mental. I have a feeling that that will be the last time I teach freshmen.
Oh, don't worry. There will be no more teaching foolish mortals. We found the secret. That's why you're here. We found the spell. Don't you see? This is it. It won't be like last time. I know for certain this is it. It's in Carcosa.
Of course, and you need me because the Carcosans don't speak normal language. I can see where this is going. Well,
Yes.
I'm in.
Yeah. Let me do like a high five. What?
Team
Cthulhu on 3.
So, what was? I guess we want to know what. Do we want to spend a moment discussing what, like, more about our catastrophe, or anything, or just go directly into our planning scenes?
I think it'd be cool to know what else went wrong. So we
Yeah, I think
summoned
that
an
was-
elder god. It was the wrong one.
Yeah.
What did it do? Did it destroy a city? Did it just like
It probably did something like the Watchmen comics did, right? Like the
I'm
Alien,
not sure what exactly you're referring to.
the Watchmen comics.
I know what the Watchmen are, but like there
Right.
were a lot of things in that comic.
The End,
Oh,
something like that.
okay.
It's not a spoiler. The thing's been out for like 30 years. Okay.
Okay, here comes the Watchmen.
It's the monster. It's like a weird deformed monster that like explodes and unleashes like a psychic backlash that like kills like part of I don't know, let's say Miami. Miami's off the map.
Oh, wow.
Sure. And I had to take the blame because I summoned it. Some arcane people from what's that college with all the Lovecraftian stories?
Miskatonic?
University. Oh yeah, Miskatonic. They recognized my work, so I had to take the fall.
Yeah.
Oh, someone from Miskatonic University. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like for sorcery, so like it's all these like they just put him in jail because they really have no idea what.
Yeah,
the fuck
and there's
they're
like no
doing.
real
Like,
proof, right?
no real proof because it's magic.
Yeah. So you have like
Whereas,
occult forensics that like basically pointed it your way, but like that stuff doesn't hold up in normal
Of
law and
course
order.
not.
So
Yeah.
perfect. It's like, oh well, we found him through cat entrails. Look, they always point directly at him. Like, it's good. Right? Okay.
I think Anderson just like kind of tried to disappear off the map, and like he,
Yeah.
like lived on his boat.
Yeah, you're trying to get behind you. So okay, so that means we're for the planning scenes here. So before we like do the actual heist, we need to describe a little bit. So the like kind of like the problems that we're gonna face and how we're gonna do a little bit about it. We can do this like in character in real life. We can do this as a flashback, or like real time as like a planning meeting. What do you want to do?
So problem our characters are going to solve?
Yeah. So the first problem will be getting to Carcosa.
Yeah, well, I think we can like have to get our boat out of the dock because it's like chained up or some shit.
Yeah.
Our boat's impounded.
Our boat's impounded.
Yeah. So we have to go in and get our boat back. So do we want to do this? There's some descriptors given from the book. Do you want to go in shooting, fighting? Do we want to go in talking quietly? Do you want to go in disguise? Do you want to go in lying? Do you want to?
I mean, for
You wanna
the
go
getting the
in,
boat, it's probably
smash
go
and
in, like,
grab?
talking or lying. Because like shooting a whole bunch of people in the middle of a city is not the
To
kind
get
of
the
a thing
impounded boat back. Okay.
at
So
the moment.
sure. So we're gonna go in line to get the boat back. Okay.
Yeah, or talking at least, right? Like maybe it doesn't have to be lying, but
Okay.
we have to get the boat out peacefully somehow. Maybe it's like sneaking, but like non-violently.
No, that's fine. We get the idea. Okay. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna go in sneaking, and you're just gonna basically try to persuade the people. Do you need
Yeah.
Do you need anything to get to do the persuasion? Like, do we need like uniforms or anything like that?
The deed to the boat. Do you have a deed for the boat?
It is your boat, right?
I mean,
Is it legally your
yeah.
boat? Is it the problem that it's not legally your boat?
Yeah, let's go with that. It's not really like I drove it around, but
I mean, it's the Black Pearl, right? Like, I mean, it's always your boat, no matter what else happens.
Right. It's the boat that can get to Carcosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a special boat. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So the problem is that you don't technically own it.
yeah.
So it's impounded. Okay. Got it. So I think we can just do from there. We just start to our action scene.
All right.
Okay. So so for the leader of this scene, it would be Leafington.
Yeah.
So you, as a leader, you get to describe what's going on. So I have to kind of like frame the scene. So we show up. We are it's the middle of the night, I guess. What time do you guys want to go? Middle of the night
Sure.
or
sure.
middle of the day?
Middle of the night.
Like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 a.m. We're at a municipal impound lot. Like no one's really around. There's a chain link fence surrounding a giant parking lot, and then in the distance you can see like a marina where they have a bunch of boats. And there's sort of like an office / guard station set up front with a little like one of those little like gates that goes up and down. You see the guard. He's clearly like looking at his phone, watching something because the phone's like propped up. Like he's watching something in landscape mode. Some kind of like burly, big burly kind of like police officer.
All right.
Oh, we
He's
are
the only
modern
one
times.
Yeah, so we're all there.
Are we modern?
I assume are we modern?
Sure.
I assume we were modern.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. It's fine.
Okay, fine.
So.
I have an idea.
Right.
Maybe he's controlling one of those little drones with his phone.
Well,
No, there's no
that might
drones yet.
probably be
Flying
real
around.
difficult. But maybe. I'm like, all right, we just have to get in. So.
He's like the desk clerk. He's like the security guard and desk clerk rolled into one, right?
Yeah. So. Let me work my magic.
Are you okay? So are you gonna try to sneak past him, or are you gonna try to persuade him to let you in, or?
I'm gonna just try to persuade him to let me into like the little the sectioned off marina, and has probably some kind of water gate or something that we'll have to worry about after. But getting to the boat at all.
Okay, so that means you need to have an ability that lets you do this persuasion, which means somebody has to give you that ability. And here's the other kicker: the person who, the first time an ability is given of a certain thing, it's the least good type of ability.
What?
Yeah.
That's not the rules how I read them.
Oh well,
I thought it was just the worst had to be before the best.
it does. Well, that's how it. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is the first one, so it'd have to be the worst. So technically, you would have to give someone like this bad thing first, and then someone else can give you the best if you want it.
I mean, I can also be like just mediocre at it and get the best, right?
Yeah,
Like, I don't
you
have
could.
to be either the best or the worst at it.
Okay, but regardless, okay.
The normal at it. Anyway, so I'm like, walk up and like my hands in my pocket and like my shoulders like kind of hunched, and maybe I have like some kind of cap on or something.
Okay.
And like I suddenly stand like looming over his desk, and he totally didn't see me approach at all.
Okay.
I'm like,
Yeah. He's probably like you hear he's like watching like a football game or something on his phone.
yeah. I'm like, hey, what's the score right now? And like,
He like takes out his headphones and he's like, "What? Oh, what are you doing here? What kind of?"
I need to get in. It's I left something on my boat, and I know it's impounded, but I'm just gonna be there like 5 minutes, and I'll come back. You gotta help me, man.
Okay, so this is where we're gonna need to do a roll. But before we do the roll, we're gonna have to do like a flashback of you trying to persuade someone before.
Can I tell this story?
Yeah, absolutely. Either you or Golden Age will have to tell a story about Anderson being trying to persuade sometime.
Let's hear it.
So I remember this one time we were in Egypt, and we were trying to navigate a tricky political passport situation on the Nile, and he was on his boat, and I had already gotten in some trouble on account of this or that with the guards, and so we were already on a bad situation when Anderson tried to talk our way out of it. But his
with his friends Smith and Weston.
right. His grasp on linguistic subtleties is not his strong suit, and the situation went poorly. And long story short, I spent a week in an Egyptian prison, and that's old history.
Okay. So, you gain the ability, Leafington. Yeah, you gain the ability negotiate.
God damn.
Which is 1 die. If you're good at something, it's 3 dice.
You get an extra die though because you're the.
You do get an extra die because you are the leader of the scene.
So I get an extra die because I'm the leader. I get grit because I accepted I'm the worst at this thing.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'll roll my d10s.
So
And I think
Do I
it
get
has,
credit?
it has shadows as an ability for
Does-
like hiding.
is the Nile part of the catastrophe?
Oh, sure.
Was that
Egypt
was
is
that a
like-
different one, or was that part of the catastrophe?
I just meant it was just an incident. Like we did stuff before.
Well, yeah, but you would earn grit if it was something about the catastrophe.
Okay, I thought it was
he
just
also
if I
earns
mentioned my
grit
character and then
if
anecdote.
he included himself. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
That's fine.
2d10.
Yeah, give
right?
yourself grit. That sounds fine.
Bam. 6 high.
Okay, so now I roll. The danger pool is 2. So I rolled 2d10. I got a 1 and an 8. So, so you have 6 high. So the GM wins. So what this means now is that someone else has to give you an opportunity to reroll. So let's describe this fictionally. You come in. He takes his headphones out. He's the guard's looking at you, and he's like, "What do you want, man? Can't you see we're closed till 5? Man, get out of here! You're, of course, yeah. Like I haven't heard that you lost something on your boat. Yeah, get out of here, bozo. You know, he's
Like for 5 minutes. It won't be long at all.
He's like, leave now or I'll call my supervisor. Man, you make me sick. And he starts putting his headphones back in, glaring at you.
So how do we give him the?
So this is how you improve his chance with the reroll. There's a few ways of doing this. One is you can do a legend, and someone tells a flashback scene of Anderson as the legend, which is a noteworthy thing he's done in the past, something he's famous or infamous for.
Okay.
If you do this, he gives an immediate reroll with an additional 1 die to their pool. You can give him a piece of equipment that does the same thing. Or Leafington can give him himself a scar, which turns a failure into a success. It turns 1 die into a 10. But when you give yourself a scar, you take 1 scar, but you also earn 2 grit when you do it. You can only have a maximum of 2 scars.
I think I want to give him equipment. I think he has like this forged.
Oh, well, describe how he has it. Describe the time when he used it, or how he had it, because that's the only way he gets it.
Not that he has it now, but in the
No,
past.
this is a flashback. Yes, this is a flashback of him using his equipment.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that makes sense. I was thinking like he had some kind of forged document, but you don't have forged document in the past. It's something you make specifically for.
No, what you could say is describe a time where he used forged documents to get across something, and then he could have forged, and he always keeps it in his boot or something like that, and then he can do it. You know, like that's a suggestion, right? Or like
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say in the past he had
Yeah.
Like we can see him in this courtroom, and he's trying to get his car out of the impound, and he has these forged documents that show that he paid all the bills, and he paid the fines, and now the clerk has said he gets his car back.
Oh, yeah, it's like notified or something.
Huh?
It's like notified by lady.
Got a notary seal stamped on it
okay,
and everything.
yeah.
And the judge looks it over and is like, "Yep, looks legit," and he says, "Okay, case dismissed."
Okay. So then we cut back, and it's like, get out of here, man. You make me sick. And he's putting his headphones in, glaring at you. So what do? You get to re-roll.
Yeah.
But like, did you?
So
Do you want to wait to see what the dice say before what you say, or do you want to say something now before the dice do?
I mean, I still pull it out and like try to show it to him.
Okay. It's like,
so I
oh,
just
what?
get the same roll again.
Oh, you got some legal shit? All right. And he starts looking it over. No, so now you roll 3d10 because the equipment lets you re-roll with an additional die.
Nice.
And also mark on your sheet that you have an additional.
Void documents. God damn it.
You didn't roll a 1, so I still roll a 2d10. Oh, get fucked.
Wow.
You killed it.
GG.
So, what we can do now is someone can describe a legend. They'll give him an extra one. Or
because he had a 10, I take his stamina.
no, oh yeah, you
You
do.
don't have to succeed, right? Just go to
No,
other-
no. So what you can do then instead is you can pull out.
No, that's if we draw.
No,
We can back away. What?
but you gain you can pull out, but you would gain a scar. So what you try to do is push on. To mark it a success against the scene's completion track, but you were unable to gain that success because you got a high 5, and then I got a 10.
Yeah.
All right, so when danger dice shows 10, it's removed from the roll, but not the pool, and you lose 1 point of stamina for it. So you lose 1 stamina. 1 out of 3 of your stamina is gone. So now I have a 9. So you have to describe the stamina. Is it like stress? It doesn't have to be physical damage. It could be like stress or something like that,
Yeah,
or like you're sweaty, or like
stressed out, like if I don't get my boat, then like the whole plan is already ruined before we even get anything done. I will never do it. It's like getting I guess angry, but it's out of like feeling really powerless.
okay, that makes sense. It's 1 stress, so you're getting like angry and like uncomfortable.
Yeah, and like you start yelling at the guy, and like you never yell at security personnel.
Yeah.
This
It's
makes it worse.
Yeah, it's like, yo, man, no, you better get out now. And it's like, man, take your bullshit paper. I don't care. Like, you're not doing anything till 5 in the morning. And so, what are you going to do?
Find an alternative route in.
Okay, so you're gonna push on, but you're gonna sneak,
I suppose so.
or like
But,
break in.
Like the other people can help me do other things, right?
Yes.
So I'm like, change of plans. Like the docking is not going well for me. So I wanted to try. Something.
Okay. Oh, well, that's perfect then. So there's a scene where you come back empty-handed to the group, who's like probably like waiting nearby.
Yeah.
You look kind of like flustered or something like that, and it's like didn't go well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So good, perfect. So at that point, it's 10:07, so it's time for our first break. So 5 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and pick up how we're going to get your boat. It's like a It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
It's turning into fiasco very quickly.
Yeah, because we can't fix this. Okay, just unlucky rolls. All right, so see you guys in 5 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back for some more One Last Job.